Hello, my name is Leroy Blevins. Welcome to Mysteries and Histories. In this episode here, what we're going to do is we're going to actually ID the Babushka Lady. Now, for years, people claim, and one person claimed that she was the Babushka Lady, and that was Beverly Oliver, as you see right here. She claimed it was the Babushka Lady and everything else. But as you watch my videos and my research and go over my research, I prove that Beverly Oliver is not the Babushka Lady. The Babushka Lady is actually a lot older and a little bit more heavier. Okay, when we're looking at the films and images. Also, I'll point out in my research that the Babushka Lady turns on the light. As soon as she turns on light, Mrs. Setsman covers up Mr. Spruder's ears, and as he was filming, and then the shots occurred from behind him in shelter number 3. Now, everybody knows that when I did my research stuff, I try to ID everybody, like the gunman and everybody in the surroundings and stuff like that. Just like two gunmen by photographic evidence. Inside of shelter number 3 was the 2 tramps. This is based on photographic evidence. And the 2 gunmen inside the county records building on the 2nd floor and on the rooftop were dressed up as police officers. Okay, like I said, there's a lot of things that, you know, when I do my research, I like to point out. And just like I said, when Mr. Spruder was filming and Mrs. Setzman comes up and covers up Mr. Spruder's ears. Now, they had to know the Babushka Lady. This is a fact. They had to know her because as soon as she turns on the light, Mrs. Setzman brings up her hands, cover up Mr. Spruder's ears, and then the gunman inside shelter number 3 also had to know the Babushka Lady because as soon as she turns on light, that's when they start taking her shots as well. But when we watch the Babushka Lady and we see her right here, okay, now I want to show you something else. This is from the Bell film. Remember, Mrs. Spruder's walk away, Mrs. Setzman starts walking this way, and then she turns around and starts going this way. As you notice that the Babushka Lady, right down here, is looking over towards Mr. Spruder, Mrs. Setzman. Okay, she's not looking this way. She's looking directly at Mr. Spruder, Mrs. Setzman. And as I point out, Mr. Spruder claimed he had vertigo, but when we see in the films and images, he jumps down right on the steps part, and I've also showed you the pedestal that they were standing on. He just jumps down and walks away like, no problem. So anybody with vertigo wouldn't do that. So what I want to do is before I reveal the Babushka Lady, which I have her in this file right over here, before I reveal this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a picture of my wife. I'm going to use her as an example. This is my wife, Tracy. This is her at the age of 18. This is taken at her prom. This is my wife, this image was taken recently as well. Recently, in the past couple years. As you see, not really that much difference. She still looks the same as she was when she was 18 years old. And I keep on telling her, she goes, oh, no, 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 no. But she does. I mean, I got a beautiful wife. I admit I do have a beautiful wife, and I love her very, very much. But you can see there's really not that much difference within all these years. Okay, because we've been married for 29 years. Last Saturday, we was married, not last Saturday, but the following Saturday, we was married for 29 years. Okay, so you figure we got together when she was 19 and you got 29 years. So you're looking at 29 years difference right here, or 30 years difference, I'm going to say. Now, I'm not going to tell you her proper age, which I've probably already revealed it. She's 18 here, and then you got 30 years almost right in between there, so yeah. But anyway, you see how young she still looks. Now, the reason why I want to point her out is because there's really not that much difference. Because when I revealed the Babushka Lady, there's really not that much difference. I mean, we can see the Babushka Lady is heavier set. Okay, we can see that she's heavier set right here. And you notice the calves and everything else on her and where the skirt line comes right here and everything else. Now the Babushka Lady, which we have her image right here, the Babushka Lady here, see how she's revealing herself, and you can see she's a little bit more heavier now. Right here, and you can tell she's like in her, I'd say late 40s, maybe early 50s, right here, okay? And she's more heavier set and stuff like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an image here. This is an image taken in 1942 of Mr. Spruder and his wife, Mrs. Spruder. Lillian is her name, and then their 2 children. This is taken in 1942. Now what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in on, look at this is what I'm talking about the cast. Look at the cast and how she wears the shoes. All right, now we're going to take a close look at Mrs. Zapruder. Now, when I sit there, and I've been working on this for a year and a half now, I had 3 suspects as being the Babushka Lady, which is Ruth Payne, Oswald's wife Marina, and Lillian Zapruder. And the reason why I put her as one of the suspects as being the Babushka Lady is because when we look at it side by side, which I'm going to bring up the Babushka Lady right here, when we look at the side by side image, now remember, this is 1942 when this image is taken. So we're looking at another 23 years before the assassination happened. Okay, or yeah, about 23 or 24, maybe 25 years later. That's why I showed my wife Tracy to show you that a woman does not change that much over the years. But let's look at this for a moment. Here is the Babushka Lady. Now, what brought me thinking about this more was in the past couple of days, my friend Jimmy, he contacted me and I called him and stuff. We talked today. We're a very nice man, very nice man. And we talked today, and he actually more or less verified the Babushka Lady being Mr. Zapruder's wife to me because of I knew I had these images for years, and I have a couple frames of the Zapruder's family on his film, but I got a couple of them frames, but I can't show that part, okay, because of legal rights and stuff, so I can't show that. But I'm sitting there looking at Mrs. Zapruder, and I'm looking at the Babushka Lady, and I'm sitting there saying, man, if you put these side by side right here, they're like twins. As you see, the mouth is the same, except she's showing teeth here, but the mouth is the same. See how her cheek right here comes around and up like this, same as here. Even look at the shadow of her face. These are even identical as well. And see the bottom of her lip right here to the bottom of her chin. Her chin is completely the same. The nose structure is completely the same. See how her hairline comes up and around and out and back in and up and around here. Same thing as we see right here. And then you see like here. No, she got the scarf on, which is going to push her hair down some more and stuff. And as you notice that the Babushka Lady, there was other people there that had, you know, scarves over their head too, but they mostly had it back here, which are still showing her whole face. But the Babushka Lady is mostly covering up more of her face and stuff, and then she's got the sunglasses on and stuff like that. But as you see, the Babushka Lady's face, without the glasses and without the scarf, is identical to Lillian Zapruder, which is Mr. Zapruder's wife. And as I pointed out, the Babushka Lady had a new Mr. Zapruder. She had a new Mrs. Setzman, okay, to give that warning signal. Now, Beverly Oliver did claim she was a Babushka Lady, but as I point out in my research stuff, it's not. But to me, the person that fits the description of the Babushka Lady by size, weight, age-wise, and everything else is Lillian Zapruder, as you see right here, Mr. Zapruder's wife. If we put glasses on her right here, okay, so what we're going to do right here, we're going to go ahead and make a copy of this. Okay, let's make a copy of this and let's just, you know, mess around with it for a minute and paste it. What we're going to do is we're going to open this up with paints. And the only reason why I'm opening up with paints is because it's a lot quicker and a lot faster. We can do something with it. What we're going to do is we're going to zoom in and we're going to pull up the Babushka Lady again. Okay, and we're going to take circles like this. We're going to say, let's go ahead and give her some sunglasses around here. Like right here. Let's say right here. Well, let's rank these up a little bit because they're really not that big of a sunglasses like so. Okay. All right, and we're going to bring up the Babushka Lady again. Okay, so see the sunglasses, when you look at it, you see the same nose structure and everything else like that. Okay, as I pointed out, okay, it's almost the same exact. And if we put a stem right here for the glasses, everything else, and the stem across here, see, it's almost identical. Okay, it's almost identical. All right. I usually got my other photo mat. I just brought this up real quick to just do something real quick. Okay. Because usually I got other photographic stuff I work with better than paints. But I just wanted to pull this up to show, the Babushka Ladies identical to Lily and Sapruta. So to me, the Babushka Lady, like I said, had to know Mr. Sapruta, had to know Mrs. Setzman, because when she gives off this warning signal, as you see right here with the light coming on, no one ever knew who she was. It's like after that day, she just disappeared off the face of the earth. And when you look at the images and stuff like that, you see Mrs. Sapruta, I mean, the Babushka Lady mostly has her face covered a lot, where no one can hardly see her face. And as I pointed out, the years between one image to another image is really that much because a woman does not change as much as a man does. A man will look a lot older as years go by, but a female always stays almost looking the same until they hit like 60 or 70. Because even if you look at nowadays society, women that's up in their 70s and 80s will still look like they're, hey, wait a minute, they look like they're in their 40s still, you know. But there's a lot of things you have to look at. But like I said, the Babushka Lady had to know Mr. Spruder and Mrs. Setzman because when the light comes on, Mrs. Setzman had been staring at her to cover up Mr. Spruder's ears to give the warning signal to the gunman behind them to take their shots. And she knew the shots were going to be fired, so she had to cover up his ears. And remember, Mr. Spruder did paid off Mrs. Setzman by giving her $50,000 of the money that he received from his film. Now, like I point out, this is my opinion of who the Babushka Lady was. As you've seen, this is based on photographic evidence. Now, you might still think that Beverly Oliver is a Babushka Lady, that's fine, or you might think somebody else is the Babushka Lady and stuff like that. That's fine. I just want to give this information out so it can leave all windows open, okay? Just like I said, I was, thinking about this for a while. Like when it comes to my research, at certain times I don't want to reveal certain things. It's like when I talk about Oswald and Dillard image, because people blows up over that, they get upset over it. But all I'm doing is presenting evidence, and all I'm doing is presenting, photographic evidence, okay? And like I said, with Jimmy contacting me and he's verifying that, hey, the Babushka Lady looks like Mrs. Sapruder, and that verifies what I was thinking at the same time for a year and a half now. Because like I said, I was looking at three of them, which I was first looking at Ruth Payne and Mrs. Oswald. But then when I got images, when I started going through my files and I had the images of this, and it's like, how you get that feeling of, hey, wait a minute, I've seen that person somewhere before. Okay, when you're looking at this and you say, well, hey, I've seen that person somewhere before. Well, where did I see them at? Then I was remembering, hey, wait a minute, the Babushka Lady. That's who she looks like, the Babushka Lady. So I'll bring this up and it's like, they're almost like twins. I mean, same chin, same lips, same jawline, same nose structure, same brow, same forehead, how the hairstyle is and stuff, same color hair, everything the same. And it's like, that's where I've seen her before. But like I said, I didn't want to bring out this information because, every time I bring out something, I get a lot of slack from it. But I just, decided, well, just after I was talking to Jimmy today, which I talked to him on the phone, he wrote me an email. Like I said, he's a very nice guy and stuff. And when he was telling me about what he thought about these images and stuff, it's like, yeah, that's verifying everything that I've thought about myself. And so if it's not only me thinking that Mrs. Sapruder was the Babushka Lady, this gentleman here does too. And it's like, okay, so I think other people should see this as well so they can have their own opinion about it. If they think this is the Babushka Lady as well, let them see this. So that's the reason why I'm making this video, so they can see this. All right. And, you be the judge, as I said. But I just want to give this information out, just like I showed you images of my wife, Tracy. Okay. As you can see, there's really not that much difference between my wife from back then during her prom, right here, and here today. Okay. There's really not that much difference. Okay. But anyway, I just want to give this information out. To me, the Babushka Lady was actually Lillian Sapruta. Like I said, people can be wrong. Don't get me wrong. Other people, I can even be wrong as much as anybody else can. But As by photographic evidence, I would have to say 99.99% that Lillian Zapruder looks identical to the Babushka Lady. In the description down below, you find a site where you can own my book, Evidence of Conspiracy, the only book you need in JFK assassination. Don't forget the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tell your friends about it. Share this information, other information from other videos, so everybody knows this information. Thank you, and everybody, please have a pleasant day.